I recently was diagnosed with, and on September 10th actually, and I quarantined for 14 days. I wanted to share what helped me on my path of healing through. A lot of people have mixed emotions, or we don't really know what's gonna happen to us. There's a lot of fear associated with. And what I am actually really grateful that this happened to me, because I got a firsthand experience of what it is all about. And looking back on the experience, I had a really positive experience because of my mindset, because of my beliefs. And what I would recommend for people is to focus on being healthy. I take my doTERRA vitamins every single day. I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate, and I use essential oils, natural, 100% natural medicine from plants to help support my health and my wellness. And I also take salt baths, Dead Sea salt baths, which are really healthy for me. And I do a lot of this. I hug my pillow in my bed, and this actually brings a lot of comfort. We have a lot of receptors for the love hormone, which is the healing hormone. And so touch, hugging, hug a pillow if you're by yourself, it's okay, and feeling the support of our divine creator. I was alone for 14 days, but I didn't feel alone. I felt all one. I felt very, very close and intimate with God, creator, source. Even though there was no other human with me for these 2 weeks, I got to feel the presence even more of my divinity. And I knew immediately that I am going to be okay, because I'm all about natural healing. I work in natural healing, and I believe in the technology and the wisdom of our bodies. And so the symptoms that I had was tiredness. I had a fever of over 100 for about 5 days. And I also felt as though there was a stick piercing the back of my head and twisting and tightening constantly. That was the biggest discomfort that I felt throughout this whole experience. And then there's just this overwhelming feeling of tiredness, which usually I have a lot of energy. I also did feel some congestion in my chest and coughing when I would take deep breaths. And so it's been about, I think, 3 weeks now, and I feel amazing. I'm back to myself. And throughout this process of healing, I also kept saying, thank you, thank you, thank you, virus. Thank you for coming into my life. Thank you for gifting me. And then I would reflect on what it is helping me to become aware of. And every time I would pee and poop, I would imagine this little green emoji virus coming out of my urethra and coming out of my anus and mixed into my poopy. And I literally would make myself feel that I am losing, I am having a loss of the virus. It is dead and it is dying and it is coming out through my bowels and through my, excretions. And that really would help me a lot. And I've heard of people heal their cancer from visualizing that the little cancer cells are being eaten up by the T4 lymphocytes, the natural killer T cells. And so because I know about the immune system, I know my body's 24/7 healing all the time, I knew my body has my back. The other interesting thing that came up for me was don't eat any sugar. I know that sugar loves cancer on a side note, and that eating a high sugar diet really lowers your immune system. So I just had green juices, I had broth, chicken broth, vegetable broth, lentil soups. I didn't feel like going out and eating a steak. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing that I felt compelled to do was go outside on my balcony and spend time in the sun. Sometimes I was so tired that I literally just slept all day. And I also knew for me to deep dive into this period of fever, tiredness, this thing in the back of my head to just be the witness of the symptoms, of the sensations, and not make up a story about it or talk about it with anyone. I didn't feel like talking anyway, which is a miracle for me. But I knew that if I keep saying, oh, you know, I feel like I have this stick in the back of my head, like the more I say it, the more I repeat that, the more I'm creating that symptom, that discomfort. I'm perpetuating that story. When in reality, my body was telling me, listen, girl, take a chill pill. God is with us. You're healing your body. I'm healing your body. We're working on it. And so can you just meditate? Listen to your meditations. I actually listen to my own meditations every single day on YouTube, Michelle Alba TV, and it made me cry of gratitude because I have all these amazing meditations. So I got to spend so much time giving back to myself. I lost 8 pounds and I just feel like I went through the biggest cleansing. I don't recommend it, you know, like if you don't need to go through this, don't go through it. How could you do that? Washing your hands definitely is a good thing to do, and boosting your immune system, focusing on being healthy. So what does that entail? Processing your angers, your resentments, your emotions, your fears. Get in touch with what are you still holding on to from the past. Because that's another thing that came up for me while I was laying in bed. I was actually tapping my chest and I was asking my body, what else am I holding on to that I'm not even aware of, that I've been too busy, that I've been avoiding? And so I got to process self-forgiveness during my time healing. And I got to also get over these 2 people, actually 2 men in my past that I felt like I was still lingering. I still had some cords to cut, and a lot of it had to do with forgiving myself for knowing better and still getting hurting myself. And so there were these aspects of myself that I got to deal with that I probably wouldn't have dealt with if I didn't have the 2 weeks to be with myself. And so for those people that are like, oh my God, I don't want to get corona, I don't want to die, when you have fear inside of you and you're constantly not wanting to something, you're actually going to attract it into your life. So what I suggest is release and process. Listen to my meditations on Michelle Alba TV on how to process and release emotions. It's really powerful. How to love and accept yourself more, because that boosts your immune system. And remember that God loves you, that if this happens to you like it did to me, it's a gift, it's a blessing, it's an opportunity for us to really dive deep into being intimate with ourselves, communing with our heart, with our soul. And reach out to me. I have lots of more resources. The poopy thing, the pee thing, oh my God, that was so good for me. And honestly, when I go to the bathroom now, I'm like, what do I want to release? You know, what am I still holding on to? And so every time we flush the toilet, we can flush energy, we can flush out emotions, baggage, whatever you think you're still holding on to. Because I have to tell you, today, I feel so much lighter. And yesterday, I wrote about 12,000 words for my upcoming book. And I know that I probably wouldn't have had so much of this openness and flow if I didn't go through the healing of coronavirus and all the gifts and all the blessings that it brought me. So people, this is a different perspective. This is another way of receiving COVID in your life. And the people that I feel are dying from it have other underlying conditions, chronic conditions, because how is it possible for me in 2 weeks to be rocking it and then other people are not? So what is different from me? My mindset. I have a very healthy, positive, uplifting, healing, loving mindset. I constantly am looking to forgive, accept, have compassion, appreciation, gratitude. So where are you at in your mindset? Are you grateful for everything that happens to you? And then emotional processing, that's something else that I'm really good at. I work in emotional processing, processing traumas, processing different emotions in the body tissues, teaching people how to do that. And so that helps boost your immune system. Your body is not in this chronic fear mode, stress mode, because your body's lighter, your body's freer, and it can use its energy to heal yourself rather than be stagnant, full of fear and anger and frustration. The other thing is nutrition. What are you eating every day? Are you alkaline? There's ways of testing yourself. I can share with you information on how to do that. An alkaline you is a more healing you. A sugary, acidic you is a more lower immune system you. Cancer loves sugar. Cancer loves toxic emotions trapped in the body like resentment, guilt. So for whatever reason, I'm bringing up the Cancer too, because how many of us are choosing to live with a healing environment in your mindset, in your physical body, and the nutrition that you're taking in? And do you make time to dance? That was another thing that I have my playlist, my Healing Songs playlist. If you go on my Spotify, Michelle Alva Love, there's a Healing Songs playlist. I was listening to music, I was singing, and I also did watch a lot of movies in Italy because I love Italy, I love Europe, I love this whole Tuscany, the vibe of Tuscany. So I saw purposely things that make me feel in alignment with my goals, my dreams, my wishes. And so this is a different way of approaching dis-ease, and I took no drugs at all. I didn't take any drugs. The greatest gift for me was that I have an awesome mindset. I believe in my body. I do believe that there is God, creator, source, always taking care of me, that loves me, and I have these king-size pillows in my king-size bed, and I love my bed, and I would spend so much time just being cuddling with my pillows and feeling this nest of support. People reached out to me and wrote to me also, I hope you get better fast. I hope you have a quick recovery. And it was interesting because I wasn't rushing the healing of this. I felt like, you know what? I'm gonna like immerse myself in this process of sleeping. When is the next chance I'm gonna get to take 2 weeks off to do nothing except love myself? And so I was actually like, I'm not gonna rush this. I'm gonna enjoy this. And some of you might be watching me and being like, is she crazy? So remember, I know the science. When you are grateful for everything and you accept everything, you boost your immune system. It is so powerful to be grateful and appreciate and accept everything that's happening. So how much have you accepted everything that's happened to you? If you want to be resilient and not even, this little virus have no power over you, that's what I would practice today. Write down all the things you're still holding on to. And then what was the gift of it? How could you be grateful for that? What did it teach you? And your immune system is going to be rocking it. So I'm grateful that my divine creator gifted me with these 2 weeks to myself. And there is so much abundance for me now. I took all this time off of work. Now people are reaching out to me from everywhere, and there is a long list of things that I get to do in this version of myself. So yes, some of us do die of this virus, and some of us can die shamanically, which is what I did. I let myself die. The part of me that was thinking that I have to suffer, the part of me that was thinking that I'm not enough, that I'm not worthy, that I'm not lovable, I got to excrete out with this virus the death of these little tweaks inside myself. And so I choose to see it as a blessing. I choose to see it as a gift. And it has inspired me so much. And so I pray that this video triggers in you some type of spark, that God loves you. Even if you get this, remember, it's up to us to be advocates for our health and our wealth and our mindset and how we give meaning to what happens to us in our lives. And that's what actually is what you're experiencing. It's actually not what happened, but the meaning that you give it. And so I give a lot of gratitude and a lot of thank you, Creator, for the lighter version of myself that has come out of this after the 2 weeks of being in isolation. And I got to really prove to myself that I'm interdependent and sovereign. I did not feel lonely. I entertain myself, I have a good time with myself, and I would have never known all these things. Granted, I really miss my daughter. That was probably the hardest thing, was just not seeing her beautiful face right in front of me and just being able to hug her and kiss her. But I envisioned it, I pretended I was with her, you know, I did my best, and I came out of it like this. So reach out to me if you have any questions about, you know, how to navigate and thrive through COVID, how to heal, how to surrender to the healing. I have some awesome meditations and I have some resources to share with you. And if you want to learn more about doTERRA, essential oils, my diffuser was with me 24/7, cleaning out the air, helping to support me, and the other oils that I was using. So if you want more information on that, reach out to me. I offer free classes about essential oils. And if you just want to have a phone call because you want to share your experience, I would love to know what worked for you, and if you have other resources to share, this is the time. And so I pray that people choose to see this as an opportunity. If it happens to you, flow with it, heal through it, and use it for your highest good rather than resist it, be scared of it. I really believe people are dying of this, mostly because of mindset, chronic underlying conditions. And I know for a fact, I read that obesity, people that are obese. So are you obese? Let's lower your, the weight and get you more healthy and eating healthier food and shift your mindset. You can work with me. There's awesome meditations on weight loss that I've created. So reach out to me and I'd love to give you some more resources. Lots of love to everybody. I wish so much healing on this planet in relationship to this topic. And may we all continue to remember that our bodies are miraculous, powerful, magical. Only if you treat them that way though. It's not gonna work if you feed yourself garbage in your mind and in your food and in other ways, through relationships maybe. So thank you, have a beautiful day, and reach out to me if you want some more support.